Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Deacon Steve Martinez was a former sexual abuse response coordinator for the Archdiocese of Agana. That is, until he was dismissed from his duties back in October 2014 after speaking up about a conflict of interest in church policies.
The conflict of interest is one that needs to be modified, and I requested him to gather together the review board, our legal counsel, and to have a meeting to discuss the changes so that we could strengthen and improve the policy and provide for a safer environment for all of our children.
Fast forward to today, and it appears the very policies he questioned are protecting Archbishop Anthony Apuron in the midst of allegations of molestation.
The Archbishop has purposely kept his sex abuse policies weak in order to protect himself and those around him.
Current church policy reads that the Archbishop calls the shots, even if he stands as the accused. Instead of stepping down from his position, the Archdiocese continues to defend Apuron's innocence and announce plans to sue those spreading what they call malicious lies against the church.
What the policy clearly says in section 4A4 is that the accused, if they are felt to be a potential danger to the community, should step down from their position until the investigation is resolved, until the review board has made its recommendation, and until the Archbishop has decided how to proceed with the accused. But the Archbishop has not stepped down. Instead of protecting the innocent, he has attacked them. He has called them liars.
The Archdiocese also called on the Archdiocesan Review Board to convene and look into the allegations. Before they could meet, however, 3 members resigned and 1 recused herself. In a previous interview with KUAM, member Vincent Pareda stated he called it quits because of the flawed policy, and that as a licensed therapist and clinical social worker, he believed the testimony provided by alleged victim Roy Quintanilla. Quintanilla alleges it was 40 years ago when then-priest Apuron molested him when he was an altar boy at Mount Carmel Church. Shortly after Quintanilla publicly accused Apuron, Doris Conception spoke out about her son, Joseph Sonny Kanata. Sonny was an altar boy at the same Agate church. It wasn't until Sonny was on his deathbed did he tell his mother that Apuron molested him as a young boy. In an emailed comment to KUAM, Review Board member Mariles Beneventi states she's recused herself because she is a practicing Catholic member of the Neo-Catechumenal Way, and notes that as a licensed therapist and clinical social worker, their code of ethics requires they communicate any competing or conflicting areas of interest. She asks that her recusement not be viewed as a statement of judgment for or against either party involved, but as a matter of appropriate professional ethical response.
The Archbishop can appoint members to the review board. It's unfortunate because the members of the review board that were in place were highly qualified individuals, but they were put in a position that they felt compromised in their independence to give recommendations. No matter who he put in place, new members would be in that same compromised position.
Martinez alleges Apuron continues to hide behind the church.
None of the allegations that I have heard have been allegations against the church or the institution.
He also calls on other alleged victims to speak out, and the island's faithful to come forward and address Apuron as well.
Write the Archbishop and tell him how disappointed you are, or tell him what changes you would like to see.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.